It's 8:30. Good morning. I'm Ian Crouch with Hunter News. Hunter Valley Police are investigating the theft of a large number of guns from a rural property at Singleton. A 69-year-old man returned to his New England Highway property after a week's holiday last night to find a gun safe inside a locked shipping container had been forced open. 6 double-barrel shotguns, 8 rifles and 2 boxes of ammunition were stolen. A .22 caliber rifle was also stolen from a gun safe at a Woodbury property over the weekend. Police fear the weapons could be headed for the black market. Police are trying to track down the driver involved in a hit and run at Mayfield, which has claimed the life of an elderly man. The 91-year-old was crossing Stedman Street at Maitland Road last Friday afternoon when he was struck by a red Mitsubishi SUV. Senior Constable Sarah Burgess says he was taken to the John Hunter Hospital with multiple injuries, but sadly passed away early yesterday morning.
It's believed the car stopped briefly nearby after the crash before being driven away. Investigators believe there would be damage to the front portion of the vehicle, and we're urging anyone with information in relation to that incident to call Crime Stoppers on 1800 333 000 or to use the Crime Stoppers online reporting page, which is crimestoppers.com.au.
Forensic investigators are sifting through the remains of a unit at Waratah, which they believe was deliberately torched yesterday afternoon. Neighbours of the 2-storey unit in Turton Road near the Town Hall Hotel reported hearing a smashing noise just before the fire broke out at about 3:30. The blaze quickly engulfed the unit and at one stage threatened adjacent properties before it was brought under control. Police say traces of an accelerant were found at the scene. Police who live and work in regional areas like the Hunter are in for a shake-up, but it sounds like it's for the better. 34 local area commands will be replaced by 26 police districts, including the Hunter Valley LAC combining with Port Stephens, with a high-ranking officer to be stationed in each district to deal with local issues. Assistant Commissioner Max Mitchell says he'll also implement another high-risk domestic violence team as part of the new police district restructure.
My plans are to have that based at Maitland and really be servicing through the Cessnock, Maitland, that real growth area of the Newcastle and Hunter region, which we know the demographics, it's expanding, and I think domestic violence is a real priority of mine and all police in this area.
Tonight, a meeting conducted by the Community Reference Group for the Lake Macquarie area is being held to address lead contamination concerns from residents. Residents of the area, including the Bullaroo Action Group, are demanding answers about government spending for these issues. Lake Macquarie MP and leader of the Community Reference Group, Greg Piper, says he'll provide information on the funding and its promised uses for handling pollution.
We want to make sure that the situation now, which is showing really good outcomes for very low levels of lead in blood, lower in many other areas around the state, is really good. We want that to be how it stays and take away any last stigma impressions about this area of having a real problem.
The state government still plans to demolish the store building despite 84% of submissions from the community wanting to keep at least the facade intact. The historic building will be demolished to make way for a new bus interchange. Newcastle Greens councillor John McKenzie will move a motion at tonight's council meeting for the facade to be incorporated into the interchange.
Just to demolish it entirely, I think, does a disservice to the importance of the working class history of Newcastle. I think that's an important symbol and an important monument. And it's up to council to defend the heritage of this city. We don't want generic buildings, from the entirety of the city.
Sport for our sponsor, PRD Nationwide East Maitland.
Knights rookie Corey Dennis says aiming to play more first-grade games in 2018 following a development season in the New South Wales Cup. Coach Nathan Brown views the 20-year-old as a project player, but believes he'll be ready to establish himself at the top level within the next 12 months. Meanwhile, the Knights may be forced to release Brock Lamb if Mitchell Pearce makes the move to Newcastle. Pearce could potentially renew acquaintances with former Roosters teammates Sean Kenny-Dowell, Aidan Guerra and Connor Watson. Newcastle Jets player Andrew Naboot has signed a 2-year extension, which will keep him in the Hunter until the end of the 2019-20 season. The Jets are hoping to move 7 points clear of third-place Melbourne City with a win over the side on Saturday night. And Muswellbrook golfer Kurt Barnes has failed to retain his card in Japan, ending an 8-year run on the lucrative tour. Barnes missed the cut in the Casio World Open, finishing the season 83rd on the money list. And the winning numbers in Monday Lotto are 16, 13, 9, 39, 41 and 38, and the supplementaries are 43 and 10. 2NURFM News Time, 25 to 9.